Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making news this morning, a man is dead following a drive-by shooting on the city's east side. The latest details are coming up.
President Biden has unveiled a sweeping new plan to mandate vaccines for millions of Americans. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. The details coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're at 73 degrees. It feels like fall. It is great. And it's Friday.
Another comfortable morning out there. Good morning to you. We made it to the end of the week. It is Friday, September 10th.
And for some of us, it was a short week. So yay, we're at Friday already.
Yeah, she's not wrong about any of that. But again, outside this morning, we are blessed with amazingly low humidity.
Yep.
As we look ahead to next week, and Mike Ostrage joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, different situation next week. Actually, different situation starting Sunday with the humidity returning, but it will come with rain chances.
Sounds like if anybody gets a car wash today or tomorrow, it may be lost cause.
That will help out with the rain chances.
Okay, let's do it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, how that works. So kind of a Murphy's Law type thing. But yeah, another fantastic morning. Temperature right now stands at 74, 72 Randolph, 64 at Bulverde, 61 at Bernie Stage. And look at that. Comfort is at 57 right now. And once again, the reason for it is these numbers, the dew points, measure moisture in the atmosphere, are well down into the 50s. So we will continue to drop down. Yesterday we hit 68 for a low temperature in town. That was the coolest low temperature we had seen since all the way back to June the 5th. And going for upper 60s again this morning here in town. So we'll continue to drop down with these clear skies and that light wind, which doesn't hold, or excuse me, the dry air, which doesn't hold the heat in all that well. Molds on the moderate side, pigweed, ragweed are both low, and this morning going for 67. 50, those 50-degree temperatures in the hill country, you may actually need a light little jacket, believe it or not. I can't believe I'm already saying that. It's nice to say, though. Mostly clear skies this morning, and then high temperature up to 97. And yeah, still about 6 degrees above normal. Same situation tomorrow. We're going to be in the mid-upper 90s. Nice dry start, but throughout the day, especially late in the afternoon, the humidity starts to return. And then, like we were talking about, some of those rain chances coming in here. We'll get all that sorted out in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark?
Mike, new this morning, a standoff between authorities and an armed woman inside Pleasanton City Hall has resolved peacefully. It's according to Pleasanton's Police Chief Ronald Sanchez. The situation began just after noon yesterday. Police say the woman had a weapon when she went into City Hall and then their council chambers around 9:30 last night. Chief Sanchez confirmed the standoff ended peacefully and the woman was taken to an area hospital. Police say no injuries were reported and no employees were in any danger. City Hall was closed off all day, as was Chapman Road for several hours during that standoff, which again is now over.
This morning, San Antonio police say a man is dead and a woman is in the hospital after a drive-by shooting on the city's east side. That shooting happened just before 9 last night near Gibbs and North New Braunfels Avenue. Police say someone drove up to the 40-year-old man and 34-year-old woman and shot them multiple times. EMS crews took the victims to the hospital where the man was pronounced dead. Police say the woman is stable at this time. Investigators say witnesses were not cooperative and officers are now looking through surveillance video to understand what happened.
Here are the latest coronavirus numbers in Bexar County. We've now surpassed 4,000 COVID-related deaths since the start of the worldwide pandemic here in San Antonio. 58% of those eligible in Bexar County are now fully vaccinated. 71% of those eligible have at least one dose. Our 7-day average has dropped to 983 patients. 1,159 people are being treated at area hospitals. 25 of those are kids. This morning, the Galveston County Health District is reporting its first COVID-19 related death of a child, a 4-year-old named Callie Cook.
Meanwhile, in a forceful step to fight the pandemic, President Biden has announced new vaccine requirements for federal workers and large private companies. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the details from Washington.
A sweeping new plan from President Biden to mandate vaccines for tens of millions of Americans who've yet to get their shots.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us.
The president ordering all businesses with more than 100 workers to require vaccines for employees or face weekly tests. And all federal workers and government contractors must get vaccinated, a requirement that extends to hospital and home health care workers at facilities that receive federal funding.
This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you.
The announcement marks a forceful shift from the administration as it tries to tackle the pandemic with the Delta variant spreading. Amid immediate pushback from GOP leaders, the White House defending the move on CNN.
Therefore, given that we do have a group of people in this country who have decided not to get vaccinated to date, we are very confident that pulling this lever of vaccination requirements across 100 million workers will have a big impact.
In states across the South and Midwest, hospitals are once again overwhelmed with COVID patients, most of them unvaccinated. Texas just reported its highest number of fatalities since the pandemic began. Christina Martinez was in a coma for 6 weeks with COVID, now sharing this message about why she finally got her shot.
People don't like to be told what to do, but it's for your own safety.
Some GOP governors are already threatening to sue the Biden administration over these new mandates. The president appears to have solid legal standing under the executive orders and emergency rules regarding health and safety. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Final preparations are underway to mark 20 years since the September 11th terror attacks. President Biden will attend ceremonies at each of the sites where a total of 2,977 Americans were killed after hijackers simultaneously took over 4 planes. It took 10 years before the U.S. killed the mastermind of the attacks, Osama bin Laden. Today in New York, the reconstruction in Lower Manhattan, where the Twin Towers once stood, remains a work in progress as the survivors remember those who were lost.
President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping say they're trying to find common ground. The two spoke on the phone late yesterday amid tensions between the two countries. The White House says Biden talked about the nation's competitive relationship and addressed cyber security concerns. According to Chinese state media, China's president said U.S. policies have been causing difficulties. He suggested the countries need to work together for their mutual benefit.
A D.C. police officer has returned to work on limited duty 8 months after being injured during the Capitol riot. 20-year veteran Michael Fanon was dragged into a pro-Trump mob on January 6th. He says he suffered a traumatic brain injury, a heart attack, and concussion during the insurrection. Since the attack, he has also been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Fanon has been a leading advocate for the dozens of law enforcement officers who were injured by the Capitol mob. D.C. police say only 1 officer is still on sick leave and 4 have returned to limited duties following the riot.
Friday morning, 4:37, about 73 degrees.
And coming up next, it was a heartbreaking night for the Dallas Cowboys. And there's a lot of high school football action already this week. That's next in Morning Sports.
Outside with live cam, it's another beautiful morning here in South Texas as we inch closer to more fall-like weather. Autumn doesn't begin till September 22nd, but we will, trust me, we will take this. We'll be right back.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
4:40, welcome back. Heck of a game last night. Cowboys kicking off the NFL's 2021 season by facing Tom Brady and the defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers in Tampa last night. This would go down to last man standing. Cowboys able to cut the lead down to 2, and Dak, who had over 400 yards passing, finds Amari Cooper for the 21-yard score. It's Cowboys 28-26. Greg Zuerlein has a chance to redeem himself after struggling with his kicking game. He is able to nail this 48-yarder to give the Cowboys a lead, 29-28, with just under a minute and a half to go. But Ryan Suckup has a chance to win it for the Bucs, and he does with this 36-yard field goal. Cowboys lose a heartbreaker, 31-29. Let's talk high school football. The Clark Cougars now in 28-6A in their district openers against the Reagan Rattlers, coming off back-to-back losses to open their season. Rattlers strike first last night. Britton Moore tosses a perfect spiral to Luke Butler wide open at the goal line for the 38-yard touchdown and a 7-0 Reagan lead. The final from Ferris, Reagan wins it 31-10. Marshall Rams have kicked off their season at 2-0, while the Stevens Falcons are looking for their first win in their district opener last night. Marshall up 9-7 early. Falcons take the sky, play action pass. KK Brashears go over the middle to Jace Butler for the 30-yard score. Falcons take the lead 14-9. Stevens isn't done yet. Running back Landon Prouty beats the defense as Stevens is up 20-9. The final from Gustafson Stadium. Marshall comebacks to win it by a final score of 23-20. Here's some other scores from last night. Wagner beats Laredo Alexander 41-3, and Del Rio beats Laredo Martin 58-6. UTSA Roadrunners now 1 day away from their home opener in the Alamo Dome after scoring their biggest victory in school history with a win against a Big Ten team in Illinois. They did it on the road and led from the beginning of that 37-30 victory against a team that beat Nebraska just a week before. Now the Roadrunners will host Lamar tomorrow afternoon. Kickoff at the Dome is set for 5 p.m. Now to Missions baseball, they took an early lead against Frisco last night, even got 2 home runs, but some errors later cost them the game. The Rough Riders win this one 6-3. The series continues tonight.
They were doing so well.
Yes, and they're doing okay.
Yeah.
They're pulling closer to 500.
That's true. They have a chance tonight as well. Time now, 4:43 and about 73 degrees out there. Coming up next, a first look at how an airline ticket agent played an unintentional role in the events of September 11th. And welcome back. It's 4:46. As the 20th anniversary of 9/11 approaches, we are hearing from an airline ticket agent who played an unintentional role on that horrible day. ABC's Gio Benitez has the details in today's GMA First Look.
It's right there. In this morning's GMA First Look, it's a story of 9/11 not often told.
Everything brings you back to that morning.
20 years ago at Dulles International Airport, 2 late-arriving first-class passengers came rushing through the doors here. Vaughn Alex was at the American Airlines ticket counter training 2 agents.
I was joking. I looked at my agents and I said, watch, these 2 are for Flight 77, and they were.
So you had about 20 minutes until that flight?
Well, just under 20 minutes, and I told the agents, because they were new, I said, let me show you. And we did everything according to the book.
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more of this powerful interview. Plus, Diane Sawyer revisits the children of 9/11, and Charlie Gibson joins us live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, SAWS has us in stage 1 water restrictions, but it sounds like we might get some backup, some help from Mother Nature going into next week.
That's right. Mike says we just all need to wash our cars today and it'll make it happen.
A group effort?
Yes, I think so.
Actually, I was going to go do it yesterday and the line was a little too long. So, but yeah, today is going to be another day to enjoy a good car wash. Tomorrow as well. And most of the day on Sunday. The difference with Sunday, though, is the humidity is going to start to come back into the picture actually late tomorrow night, I think. Great view. It's been beautiful to go out and do a little bit of sky moon gazing or stargazing at night. It looks like a little bit of a maybe a jet contrail or something like that. The crescent moon. It is the waning, I believe, still crescent moon. Waning? Look that up for me.
It's waning for you.
Okay, yeah. Nice, pleasant morning out in the hill country. May actually need a bit of a jacket because we have temperatures in the mid to upper 50s in parts of the hill country. And the dew point temperatures, the change even from yesterday. Remember, yesterday we had dropped down about 8, 10, 12 degrees from the previous day's dew point temperatures. And believe it or not, it's even drier out there. Yesterday we had waning crescent moon. Thank you very much. And so it's even drier than what it was yesterday, which is going to allow temperatures to continue to drop down. So we'll continue to see this dry air around here through the first part of the day tomorrow, and then humidity comes back up going into Sunday, late tomorrow night, Sunday, and the first part. Well, actually, most all of next week, but at least it does look like it is going to get kind of squeezed out in the form of some rain. So here's the one of the short-term computer models, and nothing going on today, nothing really going on tomorrow at all. It's going to be another just fantastic day, but then tomorrow night and into Sunday morning, we will start to have more of those clouds pushing in here as the humidity begins to push on in. So here's what's going on. The high is still the dominant feature. We've got the northerly flow around here, keeping the air on the dry side, and that remains the case through tonight and into tomorrow. Then we're watching that low down there, and Hurricane Center's flagging that one as well. I'm just going to see what happens with it. And as far as the exact path, still a little bit iffy because there's no actual center of circulation. There's nothing to actually grab onto as far as where it's going to be going, but Right now, it does look like it's going to sort of hug the coast, and so that will continue to throw some rain. Obviously, the better rain chances are going to be along the coast, and this will start later on Sunday, going into Monday and Tuesday, and it just sort of hangs out there a little bit, and that's going to keep the rain chances around through a good chunk of next week as it's looking right now. Here's one of the long-range computer models, and this one's not as bullish with the rain as we go into Sunday. We've got some of those showers along the coast, and then again, this thing kind of hugs the coast, keeps some rain around throughout about the first half of the week. Not, like I said, as bullish. Other computer models long range tend to be a little more generous with some of the rain next week, but there will be some showers around, of course, with the extra cloud cover, cooler temperatures next week. Just finally back down to where we should be. 90 at noon. Normal high now is 91, so we're almost up to that. Not going to quite hit 100. Didn't quite make it up there yesterday. 97 for a high today, but still about 6 degrees above normal. Same thing tomorrow, and the humidity starts to work its way back in here. We're not going to be as cool Sunday morning. More clouds hanging around here. A couple of showers, thunderstorms, mainly to the east on Sunday, and then those rain chances. Not constant rain, but decent, 40% chance for rain about the first half of next week. Temperatures where they should be, basically, just about 90, give or take.
Steph found waning, and it looks like tonight we might be entering the waxing crescent phase. Starting tonight.
So the new moon, I'll look it up. I've got an app too. So.
Okay. Or you could say like my daughter did yesterday. Oh, it's a skinny moon.
The skinny moon.
The skinny moon.
Yeah.
The little sliver smile.
Yeah.
That's similar. It's the skinny moon.
It was pretty last night, right at dusk. It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 4:51 on your Friday morning, about 73 degrees.
And still ahead, Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac star in a remake of a popular 70s series. Plus, Jennifer Lawrence books her next role.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 372, Fireball 9, Daily 4, 0963, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 8, 10, 11, 13, 27. And Texas two-step 1, 4, 23, 32. Bonus ball 26. Good luck.
As we head into the weekend, there are a lot of new shows debuting on various streaming services.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
It's like 1,000 coupons. Kristen Bell plays a coupon queen in the new dark comedy Queen Pins, the film based on the true story of a suburban housewife whose love for coupons turns criminal. But is it coupon or coupon? Belle tells me she's okay with either.
Oh, wow. I think, it depends. It depends on your level of Arthur Lessac training in voice and speech school. I say coupon, but I understand and love a liquid U. Okay? So I'm fine with a coupon as well.
Queen Pins is out today in limited release, streaming September 30th on Paramount+.
If I don't leave right now, I know I'm never going to.
This weekend on HBO, it's the remake of Scenes from a Marriage, the tense 70s miniseries from Ingmar Bergman about a marriage slowly falling apart. The new version stars Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac, who also play the volatile couple in the film A Most Violent Year. But Chastain tells me she and Isaac are college buddies, so it's fun to pretend to be at odds.
In our day-to-day, we're rom-com, silly, funny friendship. And so when we're gonna act, we're really gonna bring out the darkness.
Oscar-winning actress Jennifer Lawrence has booked her next role, Mom. Her rep tells People magazine that the 31-year-old is pregnant with her first child. She and her art dealer husband, Cook Maroney, were married in October 2019. And ballet superstar and actress Misty Copeland with a birthday today. She's 39. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And time now is 4:56, and it's about 73 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, President Biden set to visit 3 sites of the September 11th attacks as the nation pauses to remember those were lost 20 years ago.
Plus, Amazon is coming out with its own brand of TV. We'll tell you about its features and how much it will cost coming up in Tech Bites.
Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. Ahead on GMSA at 6, why today is more important than ever to bring awareness about America's 10th leading cause of death.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. On my way in, I saw a lot more vehicles out there than I normally see early morning hours, maybe because it's Friday. We'll be checking in with Stephen Cavazos after the break.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, final preparations are underway to mark 20 years since the September 11th attacks that changed the nation.
Outside with live cam, a comfortable 72 degrees out of San Antonio International Airport. And we've missed the rain around here recently. It looks like it is back in the forecast. Good morning, everybody. We made it to Friday. It is September 10th.
Thanks for joining us. But before we get rain, let's enjoy that low humidity. Another great morning out there.
Oh, it's another beautiful day. Here's Mike Ostrey with more on our weekend forecast.
Weekend's going to be kind of cut in half. First half is going to be really, really nice, and a continuation of yesterday's weather, today's weather. And actually, it's drier this morning. We talk about the low humidity. It's actually lower this morning than even what it was yesterday at this time. We're at 73 right now. Look at that bottom number, dew point of 50, which is fantastic. We were about 60 or so at this time yesterday, which was still comfortable, but even more comfortable out there. And with those clear skies, no wind to speak of, and that dry air, we will continue to drop down at least another 5-6 degrees in the next couple of hours. And then a high temperature will gain about 30 like we did yesterday, getting up into the mid upper 90s today. Still very hot, well above the normal average high temperature, which is 91 right now. The aquifer dropped down 0.4 of a foot in yesterday's reading. Allergens, mold is still hanging on in there. Pigweed and ragweed are both on the low side. And yeah, these dew points all around the area. We've got some bone dry air. I mean, look at that, 52 up there in Comfort, 54 Bernie Stage. And that's allowing those temperatures to get down into actually some of the 50s out in portions of the hill country right now. Believe it or not, yeah, you may need a light jacket, or if the kids have to wait at the bus stop out in parts of the hill country. Won't need it this afternoon, though, of course. Mostly clear. Very, very pleasant this morning. And another hot one, 97. I don't think it will quite hit 100, but it is going to be close to it. And that low humidity will continue today and tomorrow. So nice again tomorrow, but start to probably notice the humidity coming back into the picture by tomorrow evening. Sunday is going to be much more humid. Couple of showers around here on Sunday, but the better chance of rain is going to be going into the first part of next week, and relatively speaking, cooler temperatures, but just getting back down to where we should be this time of year. We'll talk about those rain chances in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority Stephen Cavazos on this Friday morning. Let's hope that there's no problems on the roads at all.
You know, we're going to continue to keep our fingers crossed here in the traffic lab. Mike, I-35 at New Braunfels shows that we are off to a steady start. Let's go ahead and say that. We're off to a steady start here on our roadways. Taking a closer look at TransGuide, we do see I-37 at Pecan Valley. Just a few folks out there. No, Stephanie said that she did spot a few people out on the roadways this morning, a little bit more than usual. There's been some delays here and there, but nothing too major right now that's going to cause any issues for that morning commute. Although we do have a crash that was detected up here at 281 northbound at Evans Road. It looks like that has since cleared out. There are no TransGuide cameras out there, so we wouldn't be able to show you a scene, but nonetheless, always be sure to take it easy out on the roadways and check those vehicles, because we do have one stall that was detected here of I-10 eastbound at MLK Drive. One lane is closed out over there at this time as TxDOT crews or TxDOT Hero crews work to assist that driver, so be sure to move over and slow down when you see those flashing lights out there. But overall, we are off to a pretty good start. Seen some slowdowns there, though, off State Highway 151 that have since improved. You can see we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown up toward New Braunfels, where we have some construction going on off I-35 at State Highway 46. But for now, those inbound times are still looking pretty good, especially if you're coming into the downtown San Antonio area in the next few moments. Coming in from 35 in New Braunfels, it's just 25 minutes, and 25 coming in from 281 in Bulverde, and 25 on I-10 and Bernie. So 25 across the board up here. So some good news as we're getting this Friday morning started. Taking one last look at TransGuide. Yeah, getting some folks out there this morning, but as always, keep your eyes on the road, and we're going to be watching things closely as well. Mark, Stephanie?
Stephen, thank you very much. It is so hard to believe tomorrow marks 20 years since the 9/11 attacks.
This morning, we take a look at what's changed in those 20 years and what hasn't. ABC's Andrew Dembert has more.
This morning, final preparations underway to mark 20 years since the September 11th attacks. President Biden will attend ceremonies at each of the sites, where a total of 2,977 Americans were killed after hijackers simultaneously took over 4 planes.
We just got a report in that there's been some sort of explosion at the World Trade Center in New York City.
An investigation quickly revealed the hijackers were members of al-Qaeda. It would take 10 years before the U.S. killed the mastermind, Osama bin Laden. Ayman al-Zawahiri, an Egyptian doctor who took over for bin Laden as head of al-Qaeda, has not been heard from in years. But with the Taliban now regaining control in Afghanistan, experts say al-Qaeda could regenerate.
The threat today is different than what we faced 20 years ago. It has evolved and morphed, and in some ways we are in a better place, but in other ways it's more complex.
In the meantime, a former airport worker is still grappling with guilt. Vaughn Alex was a ticket agent at Dulles Airport on 9/11 when 2 late-arriving passengers came rushing through the terminal. What Vaughn didn't know, the men were the Al-Hazmi brothers, 2 of the hijackers that would crash the plane into the Pentagon.
I blamed myself. I thought, if I'd have done something different.
Meanwhile, in New York, remains recovered after that fateful day are still being identified, and the reconstruction in Lower Manhattan remains a work in progress. Google Earth releasing this time-lapse video documenting the rebuilding at the site where the Twin Towers once stood. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And here at home, a disturbing discovery made on Canyon Lake. The death of a dog now under investigation with the Coleman County Sheriff's Office. The owner of Shiloh, a 14-year-old lab, believes he was killed on purpose and that someone tied him to a post with a cement block and let him drown. Sunny Stahlberg runs a website where she takes anonymous tips of animals being neglected. She says she will go to the reported person's home to see if she can help. And she thinks someone she's approached before is now sending her a message. She says whoever did this to the dog picked the cove because they knew it was her go-to spot.
I'm still going to come to the spot because this is where he left us from, and I'm never going to let anyone take that away from us. This is our spot.
The Coleman County Sheriff's Office is investigating and asking for anyone with any information to give them a call. Stahlberg's neighbors are currently raising money for a reward for any information that leads to an arrest.
The new Texas law that puts more restrictions on abortion is now facing legal challenges at the federal level. The U.S. Justice Department is calling the law unconstitutional under Supreme Court precedent. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland says the statute led abortion providers to stop providing services and leaving women in Texas unable to exercise their constitutional right. Governor Greg Abbott says he is still confident the courts will uphold the law.
The city of San Antonio hoping to increase vaccinations with the help of 10,000 HEB gift cards. Recipients must have received their first shot after July 31st or no shot at all yet at a Metro Health vaccine site to be eligible. So this is not the only incentive that's been offered. A Spurs giveaway in July encouraged 288 people to get the vaccine. And Six Flags offered 20,000 free tickets for vaccines. It's not clear how many tickets have been used to help increase vaccinations.
507, about 72 degrees.
And still ahead, brand new Amazon TVs are being released next month. We're going to tell you how much they're going to cost you.
Up next, how Schertz police are using the latest technology to alert drivers about problems along one of the busiest parts of I-35. And taking a look outside with live cam if you have a chance. I know it's 5:08 in the morning, but step outside. It's really nice right now. We're at 72 degrees. We'll be right back. Welcome back. 5:11 in this segment of Ask Your Traffic Authority. Countless drivers travel through I-35 every single day. And for many drivers, it can be a major nightmare.
That's why the Schertz Police Department is staying vigilant when it comes to alerting drivers of problems. Stephen Cavazos is live in the traffic lab and has that story. Good morning again.
Hey, good morning, guys. Well, whether you're driving up to New Braunfels or Austin or maybe heading down to the Alamo City, you've likely driven on I-35 and it's likely you may have encountered a traffic problem. But with ongoing construction layered with a crash, it's a recipe for headaches and even at times danger. Now, since the start of this year, Schertz PD has responded to 749 crashes along I-35. And one of the most active times for those problems, you guessed it, the morning and afternoon rush hour. Now, Officer Anna Kraft with Schertz PD does tell us their dispatch is at times inundated with phone calls from concerned drivers who have spotted those issues, which is part of the reason why Schertz PD provides traffic alerts on their social media pages, warning drivers of what's ahead before they encounter it.
Hopefully knock out some of the accidents, but I don't know. We got a lot of people on the road, so hopefully we reach a lot of people.
Officer Kraft also reminds drivers to move over and slow down for those first responders who are working to clear those crashing, something that we like to reiterate here in the Traffic Lab. And of course, coming up at 6 here on GMSA, we will continue to hear more from Officer Kraft and find out some of the causes behind those big crashes we see along I-35, guys.
Shirts definitely gets more than their fair share. They are very busy out there. Thank you, Stephen. At 5:13, 72 degrees.
And still ahead, Facebook releasing new Ray-Ban smart glasses.
Plus how a new feature on Spotify will spruce up your playlists.
Thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer are living in the moment and taking Ibrance. Ibrance with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ibrance plus letrozole significantly delayed disease progression versus letrozole. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening chest pain, cough, or trouble breathing. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. For more information about side effects, talk to your doctor. Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance.
5:16, Amazon has announced it'll begin selling its own branded TV sets. ABC's Mona Kassar Abdi has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon is branching out beyond the Fire Stick to introduce its first branded TVs. There are two versions, high-end and affordable, starting at $370. Amazon says its own Fire TV sets will better integrate with Alexa voice controls. They will go on sale next month. Facebook's new smart glasses are out. The Ray-Ban sunglasses come with built-in cameras, microphones, and speakers. Users can answer phone calls, play music, take photos, and record video. The functions are raising concerns, though, that people can be recorded without their knowledge. Finally, a new musical feature from Spotify. It's called Enhance, and it recommends songs it believes fits into your musical style. If you like a recommended song, just hit the plus button next to it, and it will be added to your original playlist. Apple Music, you have 24 hours to respond. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Now 5:17.
And there are a lot of people out on the roadway for early morning for 5:17, but it is Friday. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, we're off to a pretty good start here and on our roadways. I-37 at Hackberry shows just a few people out there. 1604 at Babcock looking at some of that construction. A little bit of a nightmare if you can see, but as we're taking a look around town, it's not too bad as we're getting the day really going here. And as we want to take a look at our map as well, shows pretty green. It's a green start there around Loop 1604 and 410, but as we just talked about, 35 can be a hot spot for a lot of issues, and that does include construction. We're going to take you all the way up here toward New Braunfels. This is something that we've continued to talk about throughout the week here on GMSA I-35 northbound at State Highway 46. Some construction going on there that's leading to traffic slowing down at 13 miles per hour. So anyone that's driving up to work towards Austin, be aware that we do have at least 2 lanes closed out there because of that construction. So hopefully that will be wrapping up soon before the morning really gets going. But let's go ahead and jump down here toward our friends heading up to Seguin, because there is some construction to also be on the lookout for. I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604. Now, Greytown Road has continued to stay closed at I-10. And traffic, though, can use the frontage road at the File Road and Underpass or Loop 1604 turnaround to get onto I-10. However, right now, things seem to be running pretty smoothly. Traffic moving at 65 miles per hour. So some good news there. And as we take one last look around town, 35 at Randolph, still pretty quiet on our roadways. But again, keep your eyes out there and both hands on the wheel. We're going to be tracking all those issues out there this morning. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, great title there.
Well,
great book.
Looking at the moon, as Steph's daughter calls it, the skinny moon out there. It is the waxing crescent moon, so we'll get up to the first quarter by the 13th. Full moon is going to be on the 20th. But we were just pointing out, I love this good night moon. And it's like, reading that story?
Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah. I remember that so well. Great picture. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Nice, pleasant start this morning. I mean, it's just really, really nice out there. Again, low humidity, actually lower humidity than what we had at this time yesterday morning. 57 degrees in Comfort, 59 Bernie Stage. Yeah, light jacket's a pretty good idea. You won't need it by this afternoon. 73 in town. Port SA is at 64. Bulverde 62 degrees. We'll continue to drop down a few more notches in the next couple of hours. And not only do we have really dry air down here at the surface, but also upstairs in the atmosphere. And the darker shade is dry air, and then you get kind of that tannish shade, and that's even drier air, which means we're going to have some vivid blue skies today. It's going to be an absolutely spectacular day. Still low humidity all day long. So yeah, just enjoy it. And even this morning, you can open up your windows. Now, it will be hot later on this afternoon. We're still going to make it up into the upper 90s, about 6-7 degrees above the average, the normal high temperature. And as far as any precipitation, nothing out there today, nothing tomorrow at all. We will start to see, I think by tomorrow late afternoon and evening, more of the humidity trying to come on in here, and we'll see more clouds around on Sunday as well. And going a little bit further into the future with some of these computer models, I want to show you a couple of different long-range models. These are the ones that kind of, again, broad brush everything. And this is the one thing to take away from both of these, they keep this low, which is developing down there in the Western Caribbean right now. It's going to just kind of go across the Yucatan Peninsula, sort of hug the coast along the Bay of Campeche. And the Hurricane Center is watching it right now. In the next 5 days, it's got about a 40% chance at maybe becoming a tropical cyclone. So this computer model keeps the majority of the rain eastern half of our area going into Monday, sort of easing off a little bit toward the middle of the week. Now, another long-range computer model has rain chances around here on Sunday, but it kind of puts things a little bit further inland, if you will, but still the majority of everything is hugging the coast, and it's got kind of another wave of rain trying to move through here, or at least by the middle part of the week. So both computer models have a similar solution, that the majority of the rain would be along the coast. Obviously, it's still a couple of days off, so a lot can change between now and then. We're going to keep monitoring that, obviously. 90 at noon, mostly sunny skies. That's already basically the normal high temperature. Then we add to that, I don't think we're going to make it up to 100 here in town, but it's going to be close enough to a 97 for a high temperature today. Of course, heat index is really not going to be that much of a factor with the low humidity. Nice again tomorrow, and a couple of extra clouds. Humidity, you'll probably start to notice it a little more by tomorrow night. Football tonight, by the way, is going to be wonderful. Great night for football. And then temperatures will lower to the about 90 or so by next week, and some rain chances.
Nice to see 100 drop off the forecast.
Didn't quite squeeze it out yesterday. We had that much cooler start yesterday, so yeah,
we're okay with that.
About that one.
And definitely okay with that lower humidity. Very nice.
It's so nice outside.
Thank you, Mike. Right now, 522, about 71 degrees.
And coming up next in your morning spotlight, will you take the red pill or the blue pill? Yep, we're talking about Keanu Reeves re-entering The Matrix. Plus, Jennifer Lawrence is expecting.
Here are your lottery numbers this morning. Pick 3, 372, Fireball 9. Your daily 4 numbers, 0963, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 8, 10, 11, 13, 27. And your Texas two-step, 1, 4, 23, 32, bonus ball 26. Good luck.
525, Keanu Reeves re-enters The Matrix. A Lucifer star says goodbye, and Jennifer Lawrence finds some silver linings. She is expanding her family.
Here's CNN's Rick Damigella with the Hollywood Minute.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
Neo is back. This is your first look at Keanu Reeves in the upcoming sequel, The Matrix Resurrections. The actor is joined by Carrie-Anne Moss for another eye-popping visual feast in the 4th film of the hit sci-fi franchise, which arrives December 22nd.
No offense, Decker, but I'd snap you like a twig.
It's the end of the road for the stars of Lucifer. The final episodes of the hit series dropped on Netflix Friday, and star Leslie Ann Brandt explains how she feels saying goodbye after 6 seasons.
I think there's this theme of bittersweetness, sort of sitting in really deep gratitude for having had a show air for 6 years and coming back from, the dead after we got saved and brought back to Netflix.
Jennifer Lawrence is pregnant. The Oscar-winning star is expecting a baby with her art dealer husband, Cook Maroney. This is the first child for the notoriously private pair who wed in 2019. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I watched the preview for the new Matrix movie last night.
Oh, yeah?
Online.
What'd you think?
It looks pretty good, but what's weird is it looks like John Wick has entered the Matrix. Because he's got the same exact look, the hair and everything.
Well, I mean, Neo has aged a little bit.
Yes.
Tiny bit.
He's still the one. 527, about 71 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA as COVID-19 hospitalizations spike. Some overwhelmed hospitals are having to ration the care they give. How healthcare workers are adapting.
Plus, how an area high school is carrying on the name of an Army lieutenant colonel who passed away during the 9/11 attack on the Pentagon.
And there's a big debate right now on social media about the McDonald's character Grimace and what exactly is he? Well, he's purple, that's for sure. We're going to hear what McDonald's is saying about the debate.
Ahead on GMSA at 6 later this morning, why a nonprofit is fighting for climate change to be in the curriculum for Texas students here in the Lone Star State. We'll be back. Making headlines this morning, some healthcare workers now resorting to extreme measures as hospitals around the nation admit more people with COVID-19.
And taking a look outside with live cam, another comfortable morning out there. We're at 71 degrees. Very nice for Friday morning.
Actually rolled the windows down on the way in this morning. Not literally rolled them. I mean, not many cars have this left anymore. Friday, it is September 10th. Glad you're with us.
Glad you rolled the windows down. It's very nice outside. Take advantage of that. Yes, it's 5:31, but if you have a chance, step outside. It's really nice.
Mike, this is still the international symbol for roll the windows down, though.
Just because, you can't go. It's like, what's this?
What does they do? Yeah.
Is there a car?
Well, I actually, the last one I had was my 98 Civic.
And I've seen cabs in other countries that still have the roll-down windows. Brand new vehicles with the roll-down windows.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
it's reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. All right, nice start this morning. It's really, really nice out there. I mean, we've got low humidity, actually lower than what it was at this time yesterday. That number, the dew point, the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, was at about 60 yesterday, which is very comfortable. But, I mean, now even take off another 10 degrees. That's how much drier the air is. Not much wind to speak of. We've got some clear skies, which is going to allow temperatures to continue to drop down a few more notches because the dry air doesn't hold the heat in very well. But then again, it heats up very easily, which is why we're going to be up into the upper 90s again today. 59 degrees at Kerrville, 58 in Fredericksburg. A light jacket is probably a pretty good idea, especially for the kids waiting for the bus out there in parts of the Hill Country. Rock Springs at 66. Just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful temperatures. And again, all of these dew points remain very low all around the area as of right now. And that's going to be the case through tomorrow as well. Then we'll start to see some changes. Mold is moderate. Pigweed, ragweed are both on the low side. 90 at noon, already up about the normal high temperature, and then 97 for a high later on today. Still that northeasterly wind, so another just fantastic day. Great way to end up the work week. Beautiful football weather tonight for all the games there. Then we do have some rain down the road. We'll talk about those rain chances in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. No problems, right?
It's pretty quiet, Mike. Right now, that's what we're looking at here at US 90 at Medeo Creek and 410 at Callahan. Yeah, no big problems out on the road that drivers can expect as we take a closer look around town. There's 35 at Toppermine, one of those busy spots that we usually see in the morning. Just people getting their day started, hopefully grabbing that cup of coffee. They have nothing to worry about, no rush right now. As we take a look, though, we do want to talk about that construction that we've been mentioning all morning long. Just taking a look right now here off 35 northbound at State Highway 46 here in New Braunfels. You're seeing that traffic is moving pretty slow at 14 miles per hour. So again, just be prepared. This has been ongoing for the last week or so. Hopefully should be wrapping up here in the next hour, but make sure that you do prepare accordingly because you can expect some delays, especially if you travel up towards Austin. There's at least 2 lanes closed. But taking a wider look, yeah, no problems right now. You can see it's pretty green though here in the Alamo City and some of our outlying areas. And right now, if you have any plans to head here to San Antonio, there's also some good news. The inbound times are all pretty green on the screen. I-10 coming in from Seguin, it's 28 minutes, 23 coming in from 87 and Lavernia, and we are looking at just 28 coming in from Floresville. So one last look at TransGuide as we do see some folks out there this morning getting a little bit busier, but again, no need to rush. The roads are pretty calm and quiet. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a southwest side apartment has become a crime scene. San Antonio police are searching for clues right now about the people who shot and killed a man. It happened in the parking lot in the 2500 block of South General McMullen, not far from Kelly Field. Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, what can you tell us so far?
Well, police tell us that it's a man in his late 40s who was shot and killed here in the parking lot. This is the area that they have been working in for most of the morning. This happened a little bit before 3 o'clock this morning. I want to give you a look at some video so you can get a closer up look. This is about as far as we can go right now. Police say that that man and a woman had left an apartment here at the Windsor Square Apartments. They were walking through the parking lot when they were confronted by two men. The police say there were some words exchanged, and then someone who approached them shot and killed that man who was with the woman. Police have been looking for that person or those people ever since. They did have the helicopter up earlier and did detain someone, but they realized that person had no connection to the situation here. Police are still trying to see if there was a connection between the shooters and the man who was killed. That is one of the many questions they're still trying to answer at this point. They don't know the motive for the shooting other than there was some sort of an argument just beforehand. Reporting live on the southwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Keep us posted, please. As COVID-19 hospitalizations spike, some overwhelmed hospitals are now rationing care.
CNN's Brett Conway explains what that means and where it's already happening.
It's happening around the country. Hospitals are overwhelmed.
This is what people refer to as rationing of healthcare.
And I never as a physician thought we'd be transferring our patients out of state, that we wouldn't be able to take care of our own Nebraskans.
For critical care and ICUs, those beds are saturated.
We're running about 130% above capacity.
Nationwide, more than 101,000 people are in the hospital with COVID-19. With so many hospitals packed, some people who need care for any reason might not get it.
If you come in and have a heart attack and you need an ICU bed, we probably won't have a bed for you.
In the most extreme situations, crisis standards of care would be activated, which is just like it sounds, a substantial change to the level of care because of a crisis, like a pandemic.
It's like we're at a war with this virus.
It's already happened in Idaho, and officials at one Washington hospital worry it could happen there too.
They may decide that we don't have the resources to care for you and your chance of survival is low, so we're not going to ask you if you want to be resuscitated or not. We're just not going to be able to do it.
Which is why you keep hearing the same plea, no matter the place.
Help our hospital systems, help our nurses, help our staff, so that we don't have to call 23 hospitals when it's your loved one that's in the ER that we're trying to find a bed for.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Ongoing rain is continuing to cause heavy flooding in central Mexico. The government says the heavy rainfall has caused water levels to completely fill in dams, which have been negatively affected by a drought in the region. Earlier this week, at least 19 people died in central Mexico due to damages caused by flooding. 17 of them were patients at a hospital.
The United Nations is confirming that hackers breached its systems earlier this year. Unidentified hackers breached computer systems in April, and a UN spokesperson says it has had to fend off related hacks in the months since. The statement came after multiple private cybersecurity experts warned that cybercriminal forums had been selling access to login credentials for software that the UN uses. The software could provide valuable access to intruders looking to extort the UN or steal data.
538, about 71 degrees.
And still ahead, Walmart is about to raise its minimum wage for its associates. We're going to tell you how much it's going up.
Next, San Antonio has many deep connections to 9/11. Up next, we'll hear from local teachers who are helping to carry on the legacy of an Army lieutenant colonel at the high school that bears her name.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we are starting your Friday with 71 degrees and low humidity. We'll be right back.
541. San Antonio has many deep connections to 9/11. One of them is the story of Karen Wagner. The Army Lieutenant Colonel died in the attacks on the Pentagon.
RJ Marcus spoke to teachers who knew her family and now continue to carry on her legacy at the high school that bears her name.
Karen Wagner graduated from Judson High School in 1979. She was a popular student and a star athlete, but also well known in the community as someone who was always willing to help those in need.
She definitely was a very fun spirit, very athletic, and just all around. She's the type of person that if she had 3 pennies, she would give you 2.
Wagner carried that passion to help others to college. She went to UNLV and became a distinguished military graduate, then earned her master's degree in health services administration back here in San Antonio. She was commissioned in 1984 as a Medical Service Corps officer and had an impressive military career.
Knowing what she contributed to the Walter Reed Hospital, amongst many other things, I'm honored to know that what she did for us and for our military.
In the summer of 2001, Wagner had just been promoted to lieutenant colonel. Then the unthinkable happened months later on September 11th.
Wagner was in the Pentagon working in her cubicle when a hijacked plane crashed into the building. Without hesitation, she tried to save others. She died in the attack, but her legacy has lived on since then. Teachers at Wagner, many of them veterans themselves, were shaped by that day.
She died trying to help some people escape the fires at the Pentagon. So she died sacrificing herself for others. We want students to look beyond themselves to what their mission in life is. That's what Karen Wagner means to me.
It's a tragedy that we lost her, and at the same time, that was possibly part of the impetus for me to enlist in the military as well.
I always look at that picture of her and I said, I got you, because I want our kids to embrace what it is to be strong and to be able to have persevere of all types of situations.
In 2004, the Judson School District voted to name their new high school after Lieutenant Colonel Karen Wagner, a 9/11 hero.
I know that the way Karen died should be noted, but also her life is something that we should emulate and cherish.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
And a reminder, as we prepare to commemorate 20 years since the attack, this week's episode of KSAT Explains takes a step back to hear stories about that day and what has changed since, as told by several people affected, including first responders and veterans. You can watch KSAT Explains 20 years after 9/11 on KSAT.com right now or the KSAT TV app.
Right now it's 5:43, about 71 degrees.
Coming up next, there's an interesting debate happening on social media regarding the Grimace character from McDonald's, as people don't know exactly what he's supposed to be. What McDonald's is saying about it next. And welcome back. It's 5:46 in your morning consumer headlines. Walmart is ending its quarterly bonuses for U.S. store workers at the end of January and says it's rolling them into the base pay of associates. The largest private employer in the U.S. informed workers of the change in a memo. Walmart has been offering bonuses based on store performance for decades, but made them quarterly in 2007. The company has been gradually phasing out the quarterly bonuses during this past year and is now eliminating them. The news comes after Walmart announced last week it was raising its hourly minimum wage from $11 to $12, beginning September 25th. The move will raise wages for more than 525,000 of its workers.
Burger King using celebrities with stage names to promote its food changes. The company says it's banning 120 artificial ingredients. New Keep It Real meals like this one emphasize what Burger King calls real food. Singer-songwriter Chase Hudson is the real name of singer Little Huddy. He created a meal that includes a spicy chicken sandwich, mozzarella sticks, and a shake. Musicians Nelly and Anita have their own meals too. Burger King says the food will taste the same, so customers would not notice the changes on their own.
And have you ever wondered what McDonald's Grimace character is supposed to be? Well, you know, the purple guy who hangs out with Ronald McDonald. A McDonald's employee who won Outstanding Manager of the Year is behind the Grimace guesses. He told Canadian news outlet CBC that Grimace is a huge purple taste bud.
What?
Yeah, that's what he says. But the chain will not confirm that. It tells USA Today that Grimace is whatever people want him to be, even if that's just a weird purple blob. I like purple guy.
Let's stay with weird purple blob over a giant taste bud.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I like purple guy. Yeah.
Purple guy.
Yeah, that hangs out with Ronald McDonald, the purple guy.
And then Barney's like, not today. Let's check on traffic. At 5:48, here's Stephen Cavazos.
How about our purple friend?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that too.
Yeah. But you know what? You guys are Team Grimace because you guys are wearing purple over there.
That's
so
right.
As long as he's happy. Let's go ahead and take a look at our roadways because we can expect some happy drivers at some of these shots that we're seeing out here right now at I-10 at Proban. Pretty quiet start. We haven't spotted a lot of issues out there this morning as things are getting going. A little bit busier though here off US 90 as more people are hitting the roadways. And let's go ahead and take a look right now because we do have one stalled vehicle though reported here off Loop 410 eastbound at Jackson Keller. It is that time when we start to see some of these stalls popping up, and hopefully this one will be cleared out pretty soon. But taking your attention right up here, though, we do want to still talk about this construction for drivers that may see some unhappiness over here. I-35 northbound at State Highway 46. We do have that construction that should be wrapping up later this morning, but right now that traffic is moving at 16 miles per hour. So some news for you if you're traveling through New Braunfels to head up to Austin later this morning. Do expect that we do have that construction happening out there right now. But overall, it is a pretty green start right now here in the Alamo City and some of our outlying areas, and we do hope it stays that way. 281 at Hildebrand. A little bit of a busier start this morning now that the morning's getting going. Hopefully people are going to go have time to grab that cup of coffee and get their weekend going, guys.
All right, I got one for you.
Okay.
Speaking of what is it? Okay. Remember Bugs Bunny cartoons?
Yes.
Remember that big orange hairy?
I do.
With the high top.
They kind of look like a tooth.
Yeah, like a giant hairy tooth.
Yeah.
Sort of like.
Yeah.
The monster, what was his name?
Gossamer.
There you go.
Very good.
I don't know where that came from, and it's a little scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remembered such an unusual name.
I was like, orange guy?
Yeah.
Orange guy.
You're right. It's Gossamer.
No, you don't find Bugs Bunny cartoons anymore. It's Bugs Bunny's greatest cartoons.
Those the good old days.
Yes, Gossamer.
You got Space
very
Jam.
good. I'm impressed, Mr. Austin.
I'm a little scared, as I said.
Hey, beautiful picture there. The hummingbirds. Yeah, you can always set out to hummingbird feeders there. They're so cool to watch, too. So thank you very much for that one, Yvonne. And we're not seeing the glow yet, but because the sun, the sun doesn't come up for about another hour and about an hour and 25 minutes. But it is going to be another fantastic sunrise. And dew point temperatures. We always talk about dew points, the measure of moisture in the atmosphere. This is how you figure out relative humidity. When these numbers are well below 60 as they are now, it's really nice outside, and that's the way it is, and that's going to be the case today, tomorrow, then throughout the day tomorrow. Dew points are going to start to come back up. I think by tomorrow night, notice it a little more, and especially by Sunday, and then going into next week. So the really pleasant air, it's not going to last forever. But the nice thing is, with this drier air, or with the more humidity, I should say, that's going to help to feed some potential for some showers starting off by next week. All right, here's the water vapor imagery. This looks upstairs in the atmosphere. A couple of things. First of all, the dark shade and even that kind of brownish rusty color there, that's really, really dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. So that means we're going to have beautiful blue skies today. Also, notice the big clockwise rotation here. We've got this flow coming in out of the north. That's why things are so dry around here. And that is also what is heating us up, because that high pressure is almost sitting right on top of us. All right. Hurricane season. Today is the peak of hurricane season, and it starts to drop off a little bit after that. It goes all the way through, of course, the end of November. We do have some systems out here. There is Hurricane Larry. There is Mindy, which, became a storm right before it made landfall and then moved back out into the Atlantic Ocean. So that's just going to get swept up there. May produce a little bit of rain off to the northeast, those two storms, if they perhaps throw something in there. And there's another one way off in the eastern portion of the Atlantic Ocean that the Hurricane Center is watching. And then also a disturbance down here in the Caribbean. This is forecast to work its way across the Yucatan into the Gulf of Mexico right here, Bay of Campeche, and just sort of hug along the coast and work its way up in our direction. Hurricane Center right now has about a 40% chance over the next couple of days that it could develop into a tropical cyclone. Whatever the case is, it does look like that's going to be the rain producer for us by next week. So more on that in a second. 90 at noon today, almost at the normal high is 91. So we're going to be right there at noon already. And then we top off at 97, about 6-7 degrees above normal. Plenty of sunshine, low humidity. Great football weather tonight. Tomorrow, another good looking day. If you want to get your grass cut, I'm just thinking of my list of things I have to do tomorrow. I'm back. Tomorrow's going to be the day to do it. It's going to be more humid than on Sunday. A couple of showers, especially off to the east on Sunday, and better rain chances. Not constantly, but we'll have some of those showers around next week.
What's your chance of mowing your lawn? Is 20 to 30%? Like a chance of rain?
Sounds like
probably better than that, just because it's got to be done. So
Okay.
60%.
60% chance of mowing?
Yeah.
Okay. You're so excited. Right now, 5:53, about 71 degrees.
Let's take a look at your winning lotto numbers. We have pick 3, 372, Fireball 9, Daily 4, 0963, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 8, 10, 11, 13, 27. Texas two-step 1, 4, 23, 32 with a bonus ball of 26.
Good morning. Coming up, we are live this morning from Ground Zero, the Pentagon, and Shanksville, 20 years after 9/11, honoring those we lost on that darkest of day, which changed our country in so many ways. Plus, we've got a look at that terror threat now. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas will join us live. And Diane Sawyer with the babies of 9/11. They lost their dads in the attacks. Their moms gave them hope. Diane is bringing them together again for an inspirational reunion. And we also hear from our friend Charlie Gibson joining us live, sharing his memories from being on set that day. You're going to see that and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Ahead the next hour, GMSA. Cowboys played Super Bowl champs last night. The Buccaneers. We have highlights of a heartbreaker. And the LA Unified School Board has voted on whether students should be required to wear masks in schools. We'll have the results on that vote. And let's check TransGuide right now. Things looking good at 281 in San Pedro. Top stories coming up next.
A middle of the night murder has led to hours of investigating for San Antonio police, and they're not through yet. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll have more on that story coming up.
High school football stadiums like this one usually gear up to host football games on Friday nights, but this morning it's going to look a little different as students and local firefighters will be honoring victims of 9/11. Details coming up next.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we are starting Friday at 71 degrees. So good news, it's Friday, and good news, we're at low humidity.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. It is Friday, September 10th.
Happy Friday. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a great evening yesterday because it was nice then as well.
Oh, it's beautiful again this morning. Low humidity. And in places up in the Texas Hill Country, it is almost light jacket weather. You were talking about that earlier, Mike. We're talking about what, low 60s, upper 50s?
Upper 50s, yeah, mid to upper 50s in parts of the Hill Country. So I wish we had a window in the studio here that we could open up. So
we can do that. It's just a little expensive.
There's a couple of doors. Open that door and then the next door and the next door. I think
That's
probably
true.
Anyway, yeah, just a fantastic morning. Open up the windows as you head into work or school. And there's those Hill Country temperatures. 57 right now in Fredericksburg, 58 Kerrville, Rock Springs at 66. Absolutely fantastic weather, and it's going to be great tonight as well. Mold is moderate, pigweed is on the low side, and I think we continue to drop down a few more degrees this morning. We don't really have much of a breeze out there. Clear skies, dry air doesn't hold the heat in, and then it's going to be a big warm up throughout the day. You probably see the thermometer going up throughout the rest of the morning. We are going to gain about 20 to 25 degrees by noon and already up to 90, so pretty much up to the normal high temperature already by noon. We'll continue up from there, right around 97 for a high later on today with plenty of sunshine. And then speaking of this evening, it is going to be fantastic for football as well. Right about, say, 93 degrees at kickoff, but low humidity, just a nice night. And in parts of the Hill Country, you might want to take a light little jacket with you, and the sun's going to be going down just about 7:45 tonight. It's not going to last forever, all this great weather. Tomorrow's still a good-looking day. Then we do start to see some changes, but some rain in the forecast down the road. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos. You haven't had much to talk about up to this point.
Right, up to this point, Mike, but we have spotted a crash out there. We're going to get to this in just a moment, but really quick look around town. 35 at Randolph, 37 at Pecan Valley. Getting a little bit busier now that the morning's getting going here, but as we just mentioned, a crash has been reported here off I-10 eastbound, right at Johns Road there in Bernie. Not causing any issues right now, but keep in mind there is some construction that has been going on out there for the I-10 Kendall expansion project. So hopefully this will not impact anything that's going on later this morning or this weekend. But right now we're going to be monitoring that pretty closely here in the traffic lab. And as we continue to jump around here, we do have a stalled right there reported off Loop 410 eastbound at Jackson Keller Road. We showed you it a little bit earlier in the newscast, but right now not causing any delays for drivers that are going to be heading out in the next few moments. So things are still shaping up to be pretty nice so far if you're planning on hitting the roads anytime soon. And great news here, these inbound times are also in good shape. 28 minutes coming in from 37 and Pleasanton right there on 37. Again, 16 minutes coming in from Lytle on 35. And we're looking at 19 on 90 coming in from Castroville. But let's take one last look at TransGuide as more people are getting busy. Busy road there on US 90 at Medeo Creek and Loop 410 at Callahan. We'll continue to watch the roads closely and give you all the updates here on GMSA. Mark, Stephanie?
Thanks, sir. Angry words have turned to deadly action at a Southwest Side apartment complex, and that's where San Antonio police say someone shot and killed a man overnight. They have an active investigation going on in the 2500 block of South General McMullen.
Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, do police know if there's a connection between the two?
Well, that's one of the questions they tell me that they are still trying to answer. They don't know if this was some sort of a prior relationship between the two, or if perhaps it was just this argument that transpired that led to the shooting. But active is the right word for the investigation. A lot of stuff developing here, including this situation here, that we just have an SUV that was pulled out of the spot on this tow truck. Police had been surrounding this SUV a little while ago, keeping an eye on it as that tow truck driver was pulling it up. We don't know if this is connected or how it is connected to the shooting that happened around 3 o'clock this morning. But let me tell you about that situation, and let me show you the scene from a little bit earlier this morning. The police got called here just before 3 o'clock this morning. They say a man in his late 40s is the one who was shot and killed. He was with a woman leaving an apartment when they were approached by two men. Police say there were some words exchanged, and then one of the men who approached them shot and killed the man who was with the woman. And again, they don't know if they had some sort of prior knowledge of each other, or if this was some incident that just jumped off at that moment and then turned violent. That is what they're trying to figure out here as they continue to question witnesses. We understand that there are some family members of the man who was killed in one of those apartments. In fact, police say that they had to arrest two of those relatives who were interfering in the situation. So they are having a difficult time trying to get to the bottom of this. But again, a man in his late 40s shot and killed early this morning. Reporting live on the Southwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. This morning, a standoff between authorities and an armed woman inside of Pleasanton City Hall has resolved peacefully. That's according to Pleasanton Police Chief Ronald Sanchez. The situation began just after noon yesterday. Police say the woman had a weapon when she went into City Hall, then into the council chambers. Around 9:30 last night, Chief Sanchez confirmed that the standoff ended peacefully and the woman was taken to an area hospital. Police say no injuries were reported and no employees were in any danger. City Hall was closed off, as was Chapman Road, for several hours during the standoff.
This morning, San Antonio police say a man is dead and a woman in the hospital after a drive-by shooting on the city's east side. The shooting happened just before 9 last night near Gibbs and North New Braunfels Avenue. Police say someone drove up to the 40-year-old man and 34-year-old woman and shot them multiple times. EMS took the victims to the hospital where the man was pronounced dead. Police say the woman is stable at this time. SAPD says witnesses were not cooperative and officers are now looking through surveillance video to try to understand what happened.
Tomorrow marks the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks, and many people are planning memorial services and other events in honor of the victims.
Jonathan Cotto joins us live this morning from Comal Independent School District, where they're gearing up to start honoring the fallen heroes of 9/11 with a stair climb. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. I'm located here at the new Piper High School football stadium, where in just a few moments that stair climb is going to be taking place. And if you're not familiar with stair climbs in honor of the September 11th attacks and those who gave their lives or were victims of those events, we have United States Marine Corps Major Bauer here to explain exactly what's going to be taking here this morning. Good morning, Major. Thank you for joining us. So I understand are going to be participating along with fire. The Bulverde firefighters are going to be participating in this stair climb. What's that going to look like this morning?
So, well, first and foremost, what an awesome opportunity and what a gorgeous morning we have for this event. I've had an opportunity to do this 6 or 7 different times, and every single time it's just super special. Piper High School is a brand new high school. We have the opportunity to really start creating some traditions, and these are the next generations of leaders, and so we want to establish that foundation. What we're going to do this morning, so we'll form up on the football field, and once again in honor of all of the Americans that didn't make it back home, we're going to take those 2,071 steps that were taken from them on September 11th, 2001.
Now, Major, I understand you're an instructor, and from what I've learned, a lot of the students here just know what happened on September 11th through facts, through textbook. How important is it for them to get a physical understanding of what some of those firefighters or first responders experienced that morning on September 11th?
So again, right back to the foundation. So these young men and women, so especially, and I can't say enough about our firefighters, EMS, police, and constables. So these individuals were at the base of the towers, so knowing exactly what was going on, all of the chaos, and yet they still went in, right? And I can only imagine what was going through their minds, realizing that to walk in meant probably not to walk out. And so if I can give these young people just a sense of that and talk about resiliency and this idea of perseverance and just continuing on regardless of the cost, that's really what it's all about.
Major, the morning is just now kicking off. Just a few seconds ago, we saw the American flag go up, and it's a beautiful sight. Moments like these are definitely when you truly feel patriotic. What's the message for the American people, for Texans in observance of 9/11? What's the message to the community?
It is all about America. So 100% it is all about America. So, I told the kids, we mourn the loss of so many that are gone. We celebrate the bravery of the men and women who gave their lives. So, and also we celebrate America. Imagine 3,000 people were taken from us, but yet our country continues to survive and only strengthen. So that's what it means to me, sir.
Major, thank you so much for your time and speaking with us, and thank you for your service. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being out here. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys do the stair climb. I'll be watching from a distance. Mark, Stephanie, we're going to toss this back to you. We're going to be hanging out here, and we'll be watching that stair climb that's going to be taken here shortly.
All right, Jonathan Cota live up at Piper High School, new high school up near Timberwood Park. We are seeing the death toll due to COVID rise here in Bexar County. We've now surpassed 4,000 COVID-related deaths since the start of the pandemic. City health officials confirmed 21 more people have died from the virus. They also say our 7-day average has dropped to 983 cases. 1,159 people are in the hospital, with 25 of those patients being children right now. 58% of those eligible in Bexar County are now fully vaccinated. Well, it's our mission to keep drivers informed of what's happening along a major highway.
Your traffic authority, Stephen Cavazos, spoke to the Schertz Police Department about some of the ongoing issues on I-35. And he is live in the traffic lab right now. Stephen, what did you find out?
Well, it's a pretty busy highway there, and you can even see behind me things are picking up there off I-35 at Topperwine. It's a hotspot for traffic delays, especially with ongoing construction. But since the start of this year, Schertz PD has already responded to 749 crashes along the major highway, which can also be a major nightmare for drivers. Now, Officer Anna Kraft with the Schertz Police Department does tell us their dispatch unit, our dispatch that is oftentimes inundated with phone calls from concerned drivers who have spotted some of those issues, which is part of the reason why Schertz PD provides traffic alerts on their social media pages, warning drivers of what's ahead before they encounter it. And of course, one of the most active times for problems, the morning and afternoon rush hour. Kraft does tell us that drivers can get frustrated when they're stuck in a delay, but that can be a cause for even bigger problems.
Speeding, people being impatient and cutting other people off in traffic lanes. Instead of staying in a traffic lane and just riding it out, they want to switch lanes back and forth. We're also seeing people are being distracted.
Now, Schertz PD does also tell us they've responded to over 1,000 crashes around the city since the start of this year. And of course, coming up at noon, we're going to take a deeper look at I-35 and the message Schertz PD has for the community. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Time now 6:12 and about 70 degrees out there.
San Antonio has several deep connections to 9/11. Still ahead, we'll hear from local teachers helping to carry on the legacy of an Army lieutenant colonel at the high school that bears her name.
And today is World Suicide Prevention Day, even more impactful because of the effect of the pandemic. We're going to explain next.
I can't think of a better way to start a Friday morning than right now. And the temperatures are so comfortable right now. Nice break from the heat. Waiting for the sun to come up, but glad you are with us. Rise and shine. You're watching GMSA.
And welcome back at 6:16. The pandemic has caused a rise in drug and substance abuse as well as mental health issues.
This morning we're bringing awareness about suicide. Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. The theme is for 21 to create hope through action. Organizers point out that all of us, family members, friends, co-workers, educators, healthcare professionals, and educators have a role to play.
And if you or someone you know or someone you love needs help, remember the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24/7. The toll-free number to call is 1-800-273-8255.
Let's check on the roads at 6:16. Stephen Cavazos is standing by with an update from the Traffic Lab.
Good morning, guys, and we're taking a look at the roadways. Things are shaping up pretty nicely there at US 90 at Medio Creek, although picking up, though, in some parts here in the Alamo City and our neighboring communities. Right now, the shots at TransSky do show a smooth drive so far, although I-35 at Top Line, which we just showed you, getting a little bit busier, but that's no surprise there on 35. However, we do want to take your attention over here to a crash that was detected at I-10 eastbound at Johns Road. This is up in Bernie, so be sure to use some caution out there. There are no TransGuide cameras that we can spot any flashing lights, so we're going to continue to watch that to see how that's going to be impacting that morning drive, but still have that stall to talk about that's leading to a lane closure here off Loop 410 eastbound at Jackson Keller. At least the shoulder lane is blocked at this hour, so make sure you check those vehicles before your weekend gets going here. And as we take a wider look at the city, it has been a predominantly pretty green start. However, you are going to want to mark your calendars for this weekend. This is something we've been talking about, and it's almost here. Some road construction is going to lead to some lane closures of the eastbound frontage road at State Highway 46 and the closure of the Upper Balcones Road at eastbound frontage road intersection. Now, this is up towards I-10 for the Kendall County expansion project that's going on out there. Will be taking place this Sunday, September 12th, and it will be starting at 6 in the morning and be lasting for 6 weeks. So again, plenty of time to start marking your calendars and planning those alternative routes, rather, and be sure to use some caution out there and give those TxDOT crews a break as they work to improve the roadways. But right now, these roadways are shaping up to be pretty nice so far. We're going to continue to watch them closely, guys.
Mr. Cavazos?
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very nice for Friday. I was going to say it's going to be very nice waiting at the bus stop.
Yeah. Might actually need a jacket in parts of the hill country. We've got some temperatures in the 50s in the hill country right now. Oh, it's such a beautiful morning out there, and we will continue to drop down a few more degrees. This morning we've got clear skies, dry air, light wind, and that doesn't hold the heat in very well. Then that same dry air heats up very easily, and that's why we're going to make it up to 97 later on today. About a good 6 or more degrees above the normal, the average temperature. Here's a look outside right now, and this great picture. Once again, another shot of the crescent moon out there is the waxing crescent moon. It is going to be at first quarter phase, or what looks like a half moon, on the 13th, and then the full moon's going to be on the 20th. No glow of the sunrise yet. It's going to be about an hour before it comes up over the horizon, but it's going to be a pretty one. Not much in the way of moisture down here at the surface and upstairs either. We've got this very dark shade of the water vapor imagery, which means dry air upstairs, and even some of that kind of a rusty shade, and that's even drier air. That's why we're going to have beautiful blue skies around here today. It's going to be a great looking day. And future precipitation, nothing today, nothing tomorrow. It's just going to be basically all sunshine. I think we may see a couple of clouds starting to work their way in here perhaps by tomorrow night. And tomorrow night we start to see the humidity come back in here, and that's going to be the case Sunday. Now, this computer model, this is that kind of broad brush model that does have a couple of showers, and even though there's nothing in here, there may be 1 or 2 showers or even a couple of thunderstorms, primarily in the eastern portion of our viewing area. And then we go into Monday. Now, notice how the majority of the rain is well off to the east of us, and that's important right now as to what the thinking is with a wave that's trying to, or disturbance, if you will, that's trying to take shape in the Gulf of Mexico. We still have a couple of showers around here Tuesday, even Wednesday. And this particular model does keep a few showers around, even going into the kind of toward the latter part of next week. So here's what's going on. There's the high, keeping us in this northerly flow. Beautiful weather, kind of on the hot side, though, pushing down on the atmosphere. That's going to be the case the next couple of days. And then in the Western Caribbean right now, and then moving into the Gulf, is this low. And right now, Hurricane Center is just kind of keeping an eye on it, may try and develop into a tropical, sort of a tropical cyclone. But as of right now, it looks like it's going to be sort of hugging the coast. Now, this is still a few days away, so a lot can change between now and then. But the overall pattern will be for definitely more humidity starting Sunday, and then those rain chances are going to start to work their way into the picture. So 90 today at noon, mostly sunny skies. High temperature then gets up to 97 with very low humidity. So really comfortable day, but once again on the hot side. Same thing tomorrow. Then Sunday, small chance for a couple of showers or thunderstorms around here. And right now got about a 40% chance for some rain, which means, of course, it's not going to be raining everywhere. With the extra cloud cover, humidity, that'll help to keep temperatures down next week, but just down to what would be expected this time of year. And of course, that little disturbance out there, we watch it, see what happens with it. It may develop into some, may not, but still got to wait and see with that.
Nice to see the rain chances though next week.
Yeah, getting away from the near triple-digit temperatures or triple-digit temperatures like we've been having around here. So yeah, back down to where it should be, and hopefully some more rain.
Well, as we go to mid-September, it's nice that we're headed in the right direction.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you very much. 622, about 70 degrees.
The Dallas Cowboys faced the Super Bowl champs Buccaneers in Tampa last night. We're going to have the highlights next.
Finally, Yasso, a ridiculously creamy, crunchy, chocolatey dipped ice cream experience with 25% less calories because it's made with Greek yogurt. So thanks for everything ice cream, but we'll take it from here. Yasso, audaciously delicious.
This is what freedom sounds like. And this is what freedom smells like. Enjoy 30 days of open road freshness. Febreze Car.
This week at Macy's, get an extra 20% off denim, dresses, and layers that'll take you into fall. Save on shoes and accessories to match, and great home essentials. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members can earn on their purchases.
Right there. In this morning's GMA First Look, it's a story of 9/11 not often told.
Everything brings you back to that morning.
20 years ago at Dulles International Airport, two late-arriving first-class passengers came rushing through the doors here. Vaughn Alex was at the American Airlines ticket counter training two agents.
I was joking. I looked at my agents and I said, watch, these two are for Flight 77, and they were.
So you had about 20 minutes until that flight?
Well, just under 20 minutes, and I told the agents, because they were new, I said, let me show you, and we did everything according to the book.
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more of this powerful interview. Plus, Diane Sawyer revisits the children of 9/11, and Charlie Gibson joins us live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Well, not everybody could stay up and watch the whole thing. Cowboys kicking off the NFL regular season by facing Tom Brady and the defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers. Last night, this game would go down to the wire. Cowboys able to cut the lead when Dak Prescott, who had over 400 yards passing, finds Amari Cooper for a 21-yard touchdown. It's Cowboys down 28-26. Greg Zuerlein has a chance to redeem himself after struggling early. He's able to nail this 48-yarder to give the Cowboys with the lead 29-28 with just under a minute and a half to play. But Ryan Suckup has a chance to win it for the Bucs, and he does with a 36-yard field goal. Cowboys lose in a heartbreaker. The final 31-29. The UTSA Roadrunners now just a day away from their home opener in the Alamo Dome. That's after scoring the biggest victory in school history with their first win against a Big Ten team in Illinois. They did it on the road and led from the beginning of that 37-30 victory against a team that had just beat Nebraska the week before. Now they will host Lamar tomorrow afternoon. Kickoff at the Dome is set for 5 p.m. And we wrap up with the Missions. They took an early lead against Frisco last night, even got 2 homers, but some errors late cost them the game. Rough Riders win at 6-3. The series continues tonight.
That's right, but the Missions have been doing pretty well, so good luck tonight. Time now, 6:28, about 70 degrees out there. The new Texas law that puts more restrictions on abortions is now facing legal challenges at the federal level. We're going to explain next.
Checking the roads with TransGuide right now, and we're looking at 1604 and Babcock, a steady stream of traffic, both inbound and outbound right there, 410 at Evers. We're going to talk to Stephen Cavazos coming up and an update on these fantastic temperatures for a Friday morning.
In just a few moments, members of the Navy JROTC at Piper High School, along with the Boulevardy firefighters, are going to be participating in a memorial stair climb honoring those who lost their lives 20 years ago on 9/11. Details coming up next.
Outside with live cam, Friday football is going to be fantastic tonight because this morning is spectacular weather-wise. Good morning, everybody. We made it to Friday. It is September 10th.
Happy Friday. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, yesterday, Mark, my little girl asked me to go for a bike ride in the evening, kind of like going towards almost past my bedtime, but I couldn't say no because the weather was so nice.
It was gorgeous last night, and the moon was headed down right at dusk. Mike Ostrage is here. Can we continue this at least for another day or so?
Yes, today is going to be fantastic again. You were talking about evening bike ride. Evening football games tonight are going to be spectacular. Some of the best football weather around here. And then tomorrow's going to be a good looking day as well. Then things will start to change. Now, not really seeing the glow of the sunrise yet, but it should be a good looking sunrise this morning, kind of like what we had yesterday. We're at 71 right now. That number is very low, the dew point. The measure of moisture in the atmosphere is even lower than what it was yesterday. We've got a slight little breeze out of the north. And so with that dry air and those clear skies, we will continue to drop down a few more degrees before it's all said and done. Look at that, 55 right now in Comfort. Bernie Stage at 59. Yes, a light jacket. I think that's the first time today that we have said that so far this season. A light jacket's not a bad idea for the kids waiting for the bus out there in parts of the hill country. And we've got this really, really dry air out there. So that's just makes it perfect. Mold is moderate. Pigweed, ragweed are both on the low side. So mostly clear, very pleasant this morning. A good looking day today. It is going to be on the hot side again, about 6-7 degrees above normal, but the low humidity out there. Nice tomorrow, and then humidity comes back in here on Sunday. A couple of showers going to be possible. A shower, thunderstorm or two on Sunday, especially off to the east, and then slightly better rain chances as we go into next week. And, well, cooler, just back down to basically normal temperatures by next week. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Last half hour, you said we had a couple of problems out there?
Yeah, you know, it just seems to be stalls right now seem to be that trending issue, Mike. But these shots at TransGuide do show things are shaping up to be pretty nicely. Bless you, by the way. US 90 at 36. We're seeing things shaping up there of I-10 at UTSA Boulevard. So drivers shouldn't expect too many issues out there this morning from what we've been tracking. Again, shaping up to be pretty nice. However, some of those stalls, this crash actually was downgraded to a stall here, according to the TxDOT website, reported off I-10 eastbound at Johns Road. So just use some caution. But again, we're seeing that issue continue here into town as we take a look. Loop 410 eastbound at Jackson Keller. We do have a shoulder lane that is currently blocked due to the stalled vehicle that's been out there for quite some time. And as we take another jump down over here, I-37 northbound at Florida Street, another stalled vehicle to report. So again, check those vehicles before you hit the roadway. But right now, those inbound times, you shouldn't expect many problems, especially if you're going to be traveling to San Antonio here in the next few moments. As you can take a look, it's green across the board. So some good news there for drivers that are going to be traveling here to the Alamo City. And one last look at TransGuide. It is getting a little bit busier there, though, off 1604 at Babcock. We'll continue to monitor the roadways, give you all the latest updates here on GMS8. Mark Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. The workday has already begun for San Antonio homicide investigators. They're trying to figure out who shot and killed a man overnight at a Southwest Side apartment complex.
It happened in the 2500 block of South General McMullen. As Katrina Weber tells us, police say they are starting to square one with their investigation.
Right now, police tell me that they don't have a whole lot of answers regarding this shooting. They know that a man exchanged some words with two people who walked up to him, and then he was shot and killed. They say they've been trying to get information from witnesses. Not a lot of luck there. In fact, they had to arrest two relatives of the man who they say were interfering in this case. Now, this happened a little bit before 3 o'clock this morning. Police say the man, the victim, was with a woman. They were leaving an apartment here at the Windsor Square Apartments when they were approached by two men. There was some words exchanged, and then one of the people who approached the couple shot and killed that man who was in his late 40s. And again, police still trying to figure out if there was any relationship between the killer and the victim. They don't know that at this point. And what we know is that they've been focusing a lot of attention on this SUV, which was here in the parking lot. It's being prepared to be towed away. We're trying to get with police and figure out if this was somehow connected to this incident. We don't know that for sure, but of course, police say they're trying to figure everything out as well. Reporting from the Southwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
It has been 20 years since the tragic events of September 11th, and every year after that, the country has paid tribute to those who lost their lives.
Here locally, various organizations and school districts are ensuring those victims are properly honored and remembered. Jonathan Goto joins us live this morning. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning. I'm located here at the new football stadium at Piper High School, where the opening ceremony for the Memorial Star Climb is taking place right now. Speaking is United States Marine Corps Major Bauer, remembering exactly those details of September 11th, the details that it took place, that tragic morning has, thousands of employees and people went to their jobs not knowing what was going to be taking place. I'm going to step out of the camera. Now we can take a look. Bowers. What's going to be taking place is a stair climb. We have firefighters, members of the Bulverde Fire Department, members of the Piper High School, Navy JROTC, and civilians. There's civilians here that are going to be participating in this stair climb in honor of those victims, in honor of those first responders who participated, who unfortunately, went up those buildings, who were not knowing that those towers were going to be crumbling down and coming down that morning. As you can see here at the distance, the members here in attendance are making their way up the stadium and to the bleachers. Firefighters there at top leading the way on this stair climb. We're told they're going to be climbing about 15 times up and down, which that will total up to roughly over 2,000 steps in its entirety. And the significance of this stair climb is to have a physical understanding of what those first responders experienced on September 11th, 20 years ago, folks. 20 years that have flown by quickly for many, but for others who were directly impacted by those tragic events, well, definitely probably feels like just yesterday. Well, Mark, Stephanie, as you can see, that stair climb is taking place. We're going to continue to witness this stair climb, this memorial in honor of those fallen victims, and bring you the latest. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Jonathan, thank you very much. He's up at the new Piper High School at Comal ISD up near Timberwood Park this morning. Well, San Antonio has many deep connections to 9/11, and one of them is the story of Kara Wagner. The Army Lieutenant Colonel died in the attack on the Pentagon.
RJ Marcus spoke to teachers who knew her family and now continue to carry on her legacy at the high school that bears her name.
Karen Wagner graduated from Judson High School in 1979. She was a popular student and a star athlete, but also well known in the community as someone who was always willing to help those in need.
She definitely was a very fun spirit, very athletic, and just all around. She's the type of person that if she had 3 pennies, she would give you 2.
Wagner carried that passion to help others to college. She went to UNLV and became a distinguished military graduate, then earned her master's degree in Health Services Administration back here in San Antonio. She was commissioned in 1984 as a Medical Service Corps officer and had an impressive military career.
Knowing what she contributed to the Walter Reed Hospital, amongst many other things, I'm honored to know that what she did for us and for our military.
In the summer of 2001, Wagner had just been promoted to lieutenant colonel. Then the unthinkable happened months later on September 11th.
Wagner was in the Pentagon working in her cubicle when a hijacked plane crashed into the building. Without hesitation, she tried to save others. She died in the attack, but her legacy has lived on since then. Teachers at Wagner, many of them veterans themselves, were shaped by that day.
She died trying to help some people escape the fires at the Pentagon. So she died sacrificing herself for others. We want students to look beyond themselves to what their mission in life is. That's what Karen Wagner means to me.
It's a tragedy that we lost her. And at the same time, that was possibly part of the impetus for me to enlist in the military as well.
I always look at that picture of her and I said, I got you, because I want our kids to embrace what it is to be strong and to be able to have persevere of all types of situations.
In 2004, the Judson School District voted to name their new high school after Lieutenant Colonel Karen Wagner, a 9/11 hero.
I know that the way Karen died should be noted, but also her life is something that we should emulate and cherish.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
The Department of Justice is suing the state of Texas over the most restrictive abortion law in the country. Attorney General Merrick Garland says the law, which bans abortions after 6 weeks, is unconstitutional. He says the statute led abortion providers to stop providing services and leaving women in Texas unable to exercise their constitutional right. Governor Greg Abbott says he is still confident the courts will uphold the new law.
New this morning, Galveston County Health District reports the first child who's died from COVID-19 in that county. Kara Harwood says her daughter, 4-year-old Callie, tested positive for COVID-19, and 1 day later, on Tuesday, she died in her sleep. Galveston County Health District says Cali is the first COVID-19 related death of a child in Galveston County.
The Los Angeles Unified School Board has voted to mandate vaccines for students ages 12 and up. In a special meeting yesterday, the school board decided a mandate was appropriate based on the surge of COVID cases. All eligible children who are going to school in person will be required to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 by the end of the calendar year. Students who decline the vaccine and have no exemptions can participate in an independent study program. The district already mandates the vaccine for teachers and staff.
Friday morning, 6:42, about 70 degrees.
Next on GMSA, Sarah Costa explains why a nonprofit is fighting for climate change to be in the curriculum for Texas students in the Lone Star State.
Texas is one of the 6 states that received a F when it comes to teaching climate change in the classrooms. The study done by climategrades.org says Texas largely ignores the issue when it comes to standards taught in the Lone Star State. It's why the State Board of Education is currently working to upgrade those standards. Carissa Lopez is the director of the Texas Freedom Network, a nonprofit working with the board and activists to change what is taught about climate change in Texas.
I know there are a lot of teachers who really want this. There's a lot of young people that want to see climate addressed in schools because this is intimately impacting their lives.
The board met last week to go over the draft language of the standards in regards to climate change for K-5 through 8th grade. The final vote of those standards will be done in November. However, some Democrats and Republicans on the board are at odds about the specific language being used in regards to the impact human activities have on climate change.
I would like to amend that to read, use scientific evidence to describe how human activities can influence climates, such as the release of greenhouse gases, deforestation, and urbanization.
During that meeting, District 11 board member Patricia Hardy, a Republican, requested to make changes from human activities influence climate change to can influence climate change. In a statement about those changes, she said, quote, "Can fits better with our current scientific data. Our society is quick to say human activity causes global warming or climate change, but not everything does," end quote. San Antonio's District 3 board member contested her during the meeting.
But to say that it can doesn't specifically speak to the fact that it actually does. So I speak against the re-inclusion of can as well.
Lopez agrees with Pettis Diaz and says they will be working with activists, scientists, and board members to fight to undo some of the changes made during last week's meeting or make amendments in regards for how climate change is taught in Texas. She hopes these changes can be made for the final meeting this November. Sarah Acosta, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Sarah. Taking a look at our roadways as we inch closer to that morning rush hour. Things are picking up there at 410 at Evers. A few more folks hitting the roadways right now. And as we jump over to these shots at TransGuide, it does show things are looking pretty nice so far. And although we do have some stalled vehicles, though, this one here off I-35 southbound at AT&T Parkway. Taking a wider look at the map, though, we do have that one stalled vehicle that does have leading to a shoulder lane block there along 410 and seeing some slowdowns. But that's pretty normal as we are starting to inch closer to that morning rush hour. Although it is getting busy, we're going to be watching things closely. And so far, the roads have been looking pretty good. Let's head on over to Mike with the forecast.
Thank you, sir. And I love this picture. Just enjoying the weather. Yes, even the cows can enjoy beautiful weather. You're in the shade on a day like this, and it is absolutely fantastic. And that's the way it's going to be today. And there's the glow of the sunrise. Got a couple of clouds out there well off to the east, but it's going to be a really good looking sunrise. And we got some dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. This dark shade and even that kind of tannish color indicates some real dry air upstairs. So we're going to have beautiful blue skies. And notice how everything is also coming in here out of the north. And that's why we have this dry air with this flow around a big area of high pressure out there. Stays nice for today, for tomorrow. Then the humidity comes back in here. Dew points will go back up. And that's going to help to feed some showers and some thunderstorms, maybe Sunday, but going into next week. There is Hurricane Larry. There's the leftovers of Mindy, which did kind of go back out into the open waters after crossing the southeastern United States. And then down in the Caribbean, There's not much right now, little disturbance right here. However, the Hurricane Center has now come out with its latest prediction, its latest forecast, as far as it says about a 70% chance, 60 to 70% chance that this will become a tropical cyclone in the next 5 days. So once it moves across the Yucatan Peninsula into the Bay of Campeche, Hurricane Center is saying it's going to develop into some sort of a tropical cyclone. What happens after that? Obviously, kind of a wait and see, and there's no center of circulation yet to get any sort of actual movement to it. But as of right now, one computer model, most everything has this well off to the east, and that's where the majority of any rain would be Sunday into Monday. A couple of those showers trying to work their way a little bit further to the west, and again, most of the rain staying off to the east, some of these showers in here. But again, this is going to be a situation that we definitely have to monitor. Nothing's written in stone as of yet as far as the projected path of that potential tropical cyclone there. 90 today at noon, mostly sunny skies, and then a high temperature up to 97. So we are going to be on the hot side once again today. Plenty of sunshine, low humidity, fantastic, beautiful for football tonight. Great football weather tonight. Tomorrow, good looking day as well. If you got some outdoor activities, some chores outdoors, like cutting the grass. And then Sunday, a couple of showers, more humid on Sunday. A couple of showers, thunderstorms in the afternoon, primarily off to the east, and then that chance for some rain next week.
You're right. Great football weather.
It's going to be beautiful tonight for football. Yep.
The players get a break, and so do the fans and parents.
Yes, and in the hill country, maybe a light jacket. Because once that sun goes down, it's going to cool off kind of quickly.
That's outstanding. 6:51, about 70 degrees.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, a nice, pleasant 70 degrees. We'll take it for this Friday morning. We'll be right back.
In the news you need to know before you go, tomorrow the San Antonio 110 will once again pay tribute to those who lost their lives in the 9/11 attacks during the 9th annual 9/11 Memorial Climb.
And normally the tribute is held at the Tower of the Americas. However, due to the pandemic this year, it will be at NEISD's Heroes Stadium, and that's located at 4799 Thousand Oaks Drive.
Ceremony begins at 7 tomorrow morning. If you didn't know, for decades, SA 110 has sponsored one of the largest 9/11 memorial climbs in the world.
Good morning, everyone. One last look at our roadways before you go here. US 90 at Nogolito is getting very busy right now. Morning's picking up. Let's take one last look here at TransGuide. You can see that we are seeing traffic slowing down there right now, but that's pretty usual as people are starting to get on the roadways. But we still have the stall off I-35 southbound at AT&T Parkway, leading to a minor slowdown, Mike. But what's the weather like?
Oh, just fantastic when you step outside this morning. Look at that. Gorgeous sunrise. A couple of high clouds way off in the distance, and we've got temperature right now down to 68 degrees, just like yesterday. 55 in Comfort. Grab a light jacket out there in parts of the hill country. Bone dry air, basically, and it's going to be another fantastic day. 97 for a high temperature, low humidity, but more humidity by Sunday.
Have a great weekend.
See you at 9. Good Morning America.